Hello, my name is Sam from Libanus Church, and today we're looking at the fruit of the Spirit, and we're going to be looking at faithfulness. Not just a little bit of faith, but what does it mean to be full of faith? For it to consume and drive our nature and our character. I also want us to think about who are we putting our faith in, or what are we putting our faith in? One of the most important things about faith is where are we placing it? And so my first point today is to just ask the question, where are we putting our faith? Because the reality is you will have faith in something. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means for you or what it looks like. No matter how independent you are, no matter how much you like to do everything for yourself, you will always be putting your faith in something else. Whether it's people or things, all of us put our faith in other things. Whether we have faith that our car will get us from A to B when we get inside it, whether we have faith that the chair will hold our weight. For me, I've got faith that sitting in this location filming this video, I'm not going to get burnt by the raging sun happening outside. We all put our faith in a variety of different things. When we undergo operations or get prescriptions, we have faith that the doctors and the medical professionals have chosen the right medication for us. We all put our faith in things. And Hebrews 11 and verse 1 says, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." This is what Christian faith looks like. It's not hoping for the best. It's not hoping things will turn out okay. It is an assurance. It is the conviction of things yet unseen. That we have the joy and the hope of heaven, of what's yet to come, of what's next. That is true Christian hope. True Christian faith, and the hope that we have because of it. Now, the dictionary definition of faith says that faith is a complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And we all have this faith and confidence. And the sad reality is all of us have probably been let down. Sometimes the people or the things that we put our faith in don't quite deliver in the trust that we have placed in them. I once remember watching a woman who sat on a chair, and she got up from her chair and she went somewhere else, and then somebody came along and they pinched her chair. While she was gone, they took it and they sat in it, and a lady came back and she sat down right where the chair used to be. She had faith that the chair would be where she had left it, but as she hit the floor, I'm sure she realized her faith was misplaced. And the reality of life and the reality of people is that there are humorous examples of where faith has been put in the wrong thing, but there's also serious times where sometimes we are pinning our hopes and faith on somebody coming through and delivering, and it never comes. We trust that somebody will be there for us at our hardest moments, at the difficult times, but when they come, they're not there. We have to be incredibly careful who and where we place our faith. The second thing is a question, really my second point is, will you have faith in God? It is so important because of where we place our faith. The question is, will you have faith in the one who keeps all of his promises? The one who is stable, the one who is immutable, it means he doesn't change. The one whose characteristics stay the same. Will you have faith in God? Proverbs 3 and verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding." There is a confidence and an assurance that we can have when we trust in God, when we lean on him and what he has to say. One of my favorite examples of faith from the Bible comes from Mark chapter 5. And it says this: "She had heard the reports about Jesus And she came up behind him in the crowd, and she touched his garment. For she said, if I touch even his garments, I will be made well. And this is a great example of such faith. Somebody who is ill and struggling, and what do? In their moment of weakness, in their moment when everyone else has failed, all of the faith that she put in the doctors and the medical professionals and all of those that she'd spent all of her money on, when they had failed, she did the right thing and she reached out her hand to Jesus. And the question is, when we are thinking about our faith, will we reach out to Jesus? Will we put our faith in the one who is faithful, in the one who is always to be trusted, always to be depended on? For he will never break his promises. He will never let us down. Put your faith in the one who can be trusted. And I'm sure many of us as Christians will know that in every circumstance and situation, we have never been failed. We have never been let down by our God. We have always been maintained and held on to. We have always been kept. And I wonder, do you have a faith that reaches out to Jesus? When the world has let you down, when friends and family and things have failed, I wonder, are you going to keep putting your faith in the same things? Or will you put your faith in the one who offers full forgiveness, in the one who is different, the uniqueness of Jesus in that he has never done anything wrong. He is perfect. I wonder, will you put your faith in God? And then finally, my third point is, we should have faith in all circumstances. If we are to live out faithfulness, then of course we should be a type of people whose faith is witnessed. We should stand by our promises and stand by our word. We should be faithful to other people. But also we need to be faithful to God. We need to follow him. And that doesn't just mean in the good times when the sun is shining and there's a beautiful blue sky. It means in the dark times, in the hardships and difficulties of life. Do you have faith in all circumstances? A faith that holds on and keeps even in the hardship of life. We as Christians are called to walk by faith and not by sight. Not by what we can see, not by what we can know, but faith. Faith in him who never lets us down. We trust and we follow him in every circumstance. Not just the circumstances that look rosy or that look good, but in the hardships and the difficulties. When life looks rocky, do you walk by faith? 1 Corinthians 16 and verse 3 says this, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, and be strong. There's a call here that we are to stand firm in our faith. And to stand firm, to root ourselves, means that when hardships come, when trials and struggles and difficulties and affliction comes our way, we don't just shrink back and think, oh, all is forsaken. I've been forgotten about. I've been rejected. We are to stand firm in the promises and truths that we know. We are to be strong. And sometimes the depth and the strength of our faithfulness to God is shown and exemplified and grown in those difficult times. Our faith is often seen to be what it is in those hard times. James 1 and verse 3 says, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. It is in these hard and difficult times, when it is hard to hold on to God by faith, that we remember that through these times, through these hardships, our faith grows and it produces a steadfastness. These difficulties and hardships, believe it or not, are beneficial for us. And I just want to end with one of my favourite questions that Jesus asks. And John 11 verse 25 and 26 says this, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? And that's the question I want to end on today. This is what Jesus has said, that he has died on the cross for us, that he has risen for us, and that his victory over death itself is our victory for those who are believing, for those who have faith in him, for those who are trusting in him. We share in his life even after death. There is life yet to come. There is eternal life. And the big question is, do you believe this? Do you have faith in this great gospel? Do you have faith in Jesus, in the good times, in the bad times, in the really bad times? Do you have a faithfulness